you ever attended a life-changing event? Well, get ready to be blown away as I share some of my breakthrough moments and highlights from the Wealth Mastery event by Tony Robbins that I just attended this past weekend. I'm going to condense it into this one short video. My name is Linda Tuttle, and I help entrepreneurial women maximize their income through tax savings and business systems. They can live life to the fullest and be prepared for retirement. Before I dive into some of the biggest takeaways from the Wealth Mastery event, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that you can be notified when my next video comes out, as I am here to help you along your journey to financial success. So as I mentioned, I had the amazing opportunity to attend Tony Robbins Wealth Mastery event. It was virtual this past weekend. It was 4 full days. And I will say, before it started, I thought, what in the world are they going to cover that's going to take 4 days? But it kept me engaged the whole time. I was so amazed by the information that they covered. I am a CPA and have been doing taxes and accounting for over 25 years. So going into it, I kind of felt like, oh, I probably know a lot of this, but I will tell you, I came away realizing there's so much more to learn, and to learn from these experts in the field. And now that I just get excited that I can turn around and share some of this information with you. But as I mentioned, it was 4 full days, so I'm in no way going to try to recreate that. But there were 3 main points that stood out to me, and those are the things that I wanted to cover in this video. So the first one that I wanted to talk about, they went over this, is what is wealth? When you hear wealth, and typically you think money. But one of the biggest takeaways for me from this event is that wealth, yes, is money. But if you don't have a balanced life, if you are not happy and enjoying the progress that you are experiencing along the journey to wealth, then you don't really have wealth. Wealth includes your health, it includes relationships, it includes money, but it includes the full picture. If you only have one of those things, I would argue that you don't truly have wealth. One of the quotes that really stood out to me is that a lot of people have figured out how to make money, but very few people in this world have actually figured out how to be wealthy. Like I talked about, there's a difference between just making money and wealth. And they talked about how wealth starts and ends in the mind and in the heart. And so one of the next things we'll talk about, and I did a whole video on this last week, is mindset, helping our brain believe that we are able and worthy of wealth is a big step. But the other part of it that they mentioned, and it really resonated with me, is that you become wealthy by sharing your heart, by giving, by serving. The more you can serve people, the more that you are going to receive in return. The second topic I wanted to cover is something they mentioned, that wealth is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. And what do they mean by this? Again, it all comes back to that mindset. It's our story. We all have a story, you know. Some of us grew up poor, some of us grew up with money, some of us grew struggling, some of us have had to work really hard for money. There's a lot of different stories, and I've realized how much emotion is tied to the story that we've told ourselves about money for many, many years. And so they spent a whole day at this event really helping us dig into our psychology behind money. What does money mean to us? What is your money story? What have you been telling yourself for all of these years that you need to just cut off and start fresh? And that's something else that I wanted to address, that no matter where you are in life, in your financial situation, you're in the right place today to get started on the right track, to make pivots and make corrections to help you get into a better position. And so I just wanted to share this because I thought it was so important. Like I say, the fact that they spent a whole entire day talking about this. So take a minute and think about some of those things. What's the story that you have been telling yourself about money? Have you telling yourself that you're never going to be wealthy, or that you're never going to be able to earn money, you're never going to get out of debt? Well, guess what? If that's what you're telling yourself, that's what's going to happen. So you have to believe that, number one, you're worthy to make money. Number 2, you have what it takes inside of you. Like I mentioned in the first point, really it's just finding a way to serve people. If you believe that you truly care about people and want to serve, you have the ability to rewrite your story and serve and earn more money. And so I just want to encourage you to take some time, think about that, and change your story today. Now, I'm happy to help you with this along your journey, and like I say, not everybody loves numbers. That's another thing they talked about, is that I love numbers and numbers love me. Whether you love numbers or don't, if you tell yourself you don't love numbers, or you're not good at math, or you're not good with your finances, again, you're telling yourself all of those negative things. And so you need to stop that, pivot, and say, I am learning how to keep track of all of my expenses. I am learning to come up with a savings plan. I am learning how to invest. All of those things, and it takes baby steps to learn those things. The third topic I wanted to cover briefly in this video is something that they touched on. In my mind, it resonated with me, and I heard it quite a few times. But they said, it doesn't matter what you make, it matters what you keep. So this applies to 2 different things. One, if you're not setting money aside, if you're spending everything you make, ultimately it doesn't matter how much you make, because you're not going to grow wealth because you're not keeping it. So that's the first part of it. But the second part is learning to master your taxes and having a tax plan in place to limit the amount of tax that you're paying on those hard-earned dollars that you're making. So that's where I become passionate, and where I truly love to help people, especially new business owners. As you are starting a business, maybe it's because you've heard there are tax benefits, but what I've discovered is that so many people hear there's great tax benefits, but they don't really understand what those tax benefits are, or how to reduce the amount that they are paying in tax so that you can keep more of your hard-earned dollars. So, like I said, they touched on this quite a few times over this weekend, which kind of gave me that boost of, yeah, this is so important, enough that it's part of one of Tony's 10 commandments as far as being financially successful. It was the 4th one that he talked about. So to me, that means it should be important to you as a business owner as well. And that's why I'm here. I want to help you. So go on over to my website. I've got a link in the show notes, and there you can grab my 9 foolproof ways for online business owners to be more profitable. It's a quick PDF guide that walks you through some of the tax deductions you may not be aware of. And if you'd like to take it a step further, I do have a simple crash course put together that lets you understand the tax benefits you have available to you as a home-based business owner. Not about you preparing your taxes, it's about you just understanding a few of your benefits, and I'd love to share that information with you. So the link's down below, but you can also catch it at lindamtuttle.com, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.